Hello and welcome to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm Vice President of Athletics Craig McPhail, and we have got another great show today. We've got some young people who have done really well this past week. Coach Harden's here, I believe, and we're going to talk a little bit about basketball, softball. We're going to recap some men's volleyball. We're going to talk about the great event that happened Friday night. Pack the Den for dinner, where the dining services came over to the gym and we fed all of our student body population. We had an a cappella national anthem. We had three-point signs. We had golden tickets for the elementary school students. It was a great night. It kind of recapped what Lee's McRae Athletics is all about and the impact that it has in Banner Elk. I want you to stay tuned. I want you to get to know these young people because I'm going to tell you they are wonderful people and you need to be involved with them. Folks, stay tuned for This Week in Bobcat Athletics.
Welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm Sports Information Director Chris Parker with junior Charlie Dutton of the softball team. Charlie, welcome to the show. You reigned from Monroe, Georgia. What brought you up here to Bobcat Nation?
The mountains. It's beautiful up here. I love the atmosphere at Lee's McRae. It's a big family, you know. I have relationships with everybody at this school, from my teachers to the athletic director. It's just a great atmosphere.
Speaking of family, a little bit of change at the top with Merritt leaving to go to Tennessee, but Jackie's coming and done a good job. What's the atmosphere been like under Coach Poole?
She's brought a lot of fire. The atmosphere is completely different at practice. We are loose, relaxed. We have a lot of fun, but it's also we're determined. We have a goal. She is young, so she brought a lot of new traditions, you know.
And speaking of new traditions, you guys got a brand new locker room this year. What does that mean for you, not only as a student athlete, but just as a person in general, to see that the athletic department is putting something out there for you and for the future Bobcats that are coming in?
Oh, we're so lucky. We're so lucky to have it. It's so nice. We study in there. We have a study hall. Our freshmen, they don't understand, like, the walk isn't so far. It's just right there. We have room to store our equipment. We have a locker for everyone, somewhere to sit. It's really nice.
And speaking of very nice, you guys had a doubleheader yesterday. You threw a complete game shutout. What was working for you?
Anderson has some great hitters. We kept him off balance. I pitched to Carrie Travis. She is awesome. She knows what I'm thinking, so we worked together really well. I threw everything at all times. I didn't stick with one pitch. So a lot was working for me yesterday, which was good. Good to come out with a win like that.
And also helped that you were staked to a 1-0 lead. Seems like Sarah Stallings got it rolling. What is it like to have her not only as your center fielder, but somebody that once you know that she's on base, she's pretty much going to steal second, third, and possibly home?
Oh yeah. When we get her on base, we have somebody behind her to get us a run. You know, where she's quick in the outfield, she takes lead, and her being our leadoff batter, she's always going to get on. I can always count on her to make the plays. She's a great leader.
You get a couple doubleheaders this week with Carson Newman, then you go down to Queens. How's the team's mentality after the first weekend?
Oh, we're on a high. That's all we talked about today at lunch. I mean, we were just recapping the game all over. We're super excited. We want to get after the sack. If we can do that, we can do anything. So, yeah.
All right. Well, Charlie, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
Charlie and the Bobcats are going to be traveling to Jefferson City in Tennessee on Thursday. Then they'll be in Charlotte on Saturday to play Queens. And we'll be back shortly with Coach Steve Harden on This Week in Bobcat Athletics.
Welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I've got a good friend of mine, LaPreece Lynch, here with me today. LaPreece, I want to talk a little bit about February, Black History Month. It also will be, to some degree, maybe the culmination of our basketball season. Let's certainly hope not. We want to be playing in March.
Yes, sir.
But kind of tell me, as an African-American young man playing the sport of basketball, when people say Black History Month, what does that kind of mean to you?
Well, when people say Black History Month to me, I think of one word, and that's just success. To see how far African Americans as a culture and as a race have came from where we started as being slaves to where we are now in some of the most influential people in the world are African Americans, from the president to LeBron to Michael Jordan. That's just some of the things I think about when I think about African
Well,
Americans.
fantastic. I do like your Jordan shoes, so I think that's timely. LaPriest, you're playing with a little bit of a sports hernia right now, and,
Yes, sir.
and I know that's probably got a little painful, but really didn't slow you down much Friday night, did it?
No, sir. Coach Harden and Coach Jennings, they helping me get healthy, letting me leave practice a little early, get some treatment, get ice, heat, things like that. And my mom, all the way back in Winston, was helping me out by sending me just ibuprofen and things like that, just so I can stay not sore and stay loose, so I can be ready to play every time we lace them up on the court.
Well, great. LaPriest, you sat out last year.
Yes, sir.
For a young man who's probably played basketball since a kid, what was it like not to be able to compete last year?
Outside of my grandma and my dad dying, it's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with in my life, just because I love the game so much, and just seeing aspects of the game where I know I could help and assist my team and we could win if I was on the court. That's just the first thing that goes through your mind. As you said now, is I know if I was on the court, I'd be able to do that thing, or if I was on the court, we'll win this game. But that's why I just thank Coach Harden for giving me the opportunity for last year. Even sitting out, he helped me get better even then. Where I wasn't able to play, he helped me get better and prepared me for this year so I could be ready.
Well, LaPriest, I think we all won. I think your job in the classroom, your job maturing and becoming the vocal team leader, but also the person that many people can rely on. And
Sir.
I think in process, sometimes life doesn't happen the way we want it to planned out,
Yes,
but
sir.
we all benefit from it. So
Yes, sir.
certainly glad to have you here. This is part of our February special on Black History Month, and we're going to be able to talk to Coach Jennings, Coach Tilley. We're going to bring Coach Thornton in here. We're going to talk to them and get their take on what
Yes,
Black
sir.
History Month's about. And we're glad to have you here, LaPriest, and
Thank you.
continued success and best wishes throughout the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. We're with a familiar face in Coach Harden. Coach, you split last week. Talk a little bit about your team's performances in both games.
Erskine, we struggled. Naturally, going on the road, we talked about it in our last segment about how hard it is to play there,
Right.
and pretty much what we said came true with that one. We struggled on scoring the ball, and then we just couldn't really get going. But turned it back around, and we knew after that our backs were against the wall. So coming home is great to be at home, and we jumped off in the first half and played great, and then struggled a lot in the second half. So we got to just put two halves together, and we need it for this February month.
Speaking of being at home, you guys get Barton this weekend, but we're not really looking there. You guys have a monster
Right.
showdown with King. It could be for a #1 seed at the
Right.
end of the day. How are you feeling? How's the team feeling? Just kind of talk about the emotions about this game on Wednesday.
Man, I'm excited. I mean, I know that our guys are excited. I mean, what more can you ask for than to be playing in a game like that against your rival? And pretty much, if you can overcome and win that game, then you get to drop your rival down and put you back up there. So, I mean, that's huge. And on the road, I mean, there's no greater feeling than that. I think it'll be a great atmosphere and a great game. Right now on that, but we got to kind of control our emotions and really prepare. We started with it yesterday, and we got 2 more days to prepare to be ready to go. I mean, they're just like us. We play a lot the same way. We do a lot of the same things. So it'll be an up and down game, and just whoever can control their emotions, defend, and then make shots.
Speaking of atmosphere, other than some of your earlier games when your guys were in Kentucky, King's atmosphere is probably one of the most intimidating in the conference.
Right.
What do you guys? You talked about keeping emotions in check. What are you going to tell your guys on Wednesday so that they just don't go out there and kind of lose
Right.
their heads?
This team's a little different. Anytime that there's a lot of fans in the stands, they're better. I don't have to worry about them as much. I worry more about the Erskine game and games that's not as crowded. So that's when I stress out. These games, I know they're going to come to play. It's just to control your emotions in the first 3 minutes. Don't get overtired. But we got to sub a lot and those kind of things. Just focus on what we need to do. I know they'll come out ready to go, but those small stretches on getting a rebound or diving on the ball, those are going to win these type of games.
And you talked a little bit about the crowd and feeding off the energy. Friday night, packed the den. Coach Mack talked about it. What was that like as a coach to see the support, but also just from the staff and just the regular student body?
It was unbelievable. I mean, it was probably one of the best things since I've been here. Naturally walking in, I know a lot of people alluded to this, but it's almost like being at an event, being at an NBA event where you got food and you got a lot of other things going on, and then you got the game. And I thought it was great for us. I wish we'd have played a little better in the second half, but at least we got going and got a little bit of Dunk Mountain with a couple of dunks and then made some shots, so that was good.
Speaking of Dunk Mountain, you alluded to it as well. We got the sign in the gym. Coach McPhail talked to LaPriest earlier. He had 2 of them on back-to-back possessions, and that almost seemed like it was the turning point in the second half until the last 5 minutes. Can you just talk about LaPriest's play on Friday?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, he was efficient. We've been talking about that a lot with him, to be efficient and to make sure that his numbers are good numbers, and we know he always can score the ball. But those 2 dunks, you can tell even with he's hurting, he knows that he needs to get up for our team and just for the crowd for a lot of different reasons. As you can tell when you watch the replays, you can tell that he's not getting up near as much as he usually can. He could put his elbow in the rim usually, so he's struggling right now with his injuries, but he's still making sure that he's giving the crowd what they need and our team what we need as well.
And one last thing, as you touched on injury, Cam Red's back.
Right. He
was a big factor. Just clean up the boards and a big presence down low. Moving forward, is he back to 100%? And how did you feel he performed on Friday?
He's 100% not back to 100%. He was all on adrenaline the other night with his knee. He's actually going to play Wednesday with the same thing. He got some fluid out of his knee, and then he's actually having surgery pretty much Friday. So He'll be out for about 2 weeks until we get him tournament time. So he's just a warrior. He's tougher than anything. So he's one of those that he can't hurt it more. Is why he's playing. And so it's just one of them. It's up to him as a senior. You don't want to miss games.
Definitely. All right. Well, you guys can catch Coach Harden down in Bristol, Tennessee for a huge Conference Carolinas match Wednesday at about 7:30. So please make the trek down to Bristol and support your Bobcats. And we'll be back shortly with This Week in Bobcat Athletics. Welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm Sports Information Director Chris Parker, here to recap the week and look forward to what's coming up. Our men's tennis team was in action on Tuesday as they took on Appalachian State. Played very well, even though they lost 9-0, but Coach Don Marriott's first match was a success. He was very excited moving forward with the season. Men's volleyball lost a couple. They lost to King 3-0, and then they went down to Belmont Abbey on Saturday, fought tough against the Crusaders. Unfortunately, they fell 3-1 in that match. They will be traveling to Erskine on Tuesday before they make a trip up to Pennsylvania to play St. Francis on Saturday. Women's basketball, very successful week. They had a little struggle with Erskine early in the week. They lost that one, but they turned around and won Friday and Saturday against Southern Wesleyan and Converse as they sit 6-7 in the conference. And outside of the top 2 teams on the women's side, it's a pretty close race all around. Men's basketball, you saw we talked with Coach Harden and LaPriest. They had a very good game on Friday against Southern Wesleyan, 98-91. Got a little close at the end, but the Bobcats led wire to wire. And we had a moment to talk with Coach Harden.
Rashad Felton reporting live from Williams Gymnasium. Lee's McRae Game of the Week. The Bobcats hosted the Southern Wesleyan Warriors. Coach Harden, how do you feel that your team responded after that loss to Erskine?
We got on them pretty hard, Sean. We made sure we had a good practice. I know you was involved in that, so you got after it pretty good.
Yeah.
So we got after it, and we wanted to let them know that we need to be rolling right now. This is our time to go. We challenged them to let's win 10 in a row, and we challenged them hard. I think we responded pretty well for the most part. Still want to see a full game. We got too lax. I thought that offensively we got going early, and luckily we got it out and got rolling, got a couple dunks for Dunk Mountain. But besides that, in the second half, we just settled, shot way too many threes. So we just got to put 2 halves together.
How do you think your team demonstrated offensively and defensively tonight?
I think we got better defensively. I think we did a better job defensively. But overall, we just got to keep plugging along. We're a team that has to multiple turn people over, and we got to create a lot of havoc. And I thought we did that with the fire system. But at the same time, we just let up. We played a lot of people, and guys got to be ready when their names are called.
How do you feel your team will respond for the next game?
It's a rival game, so we go to King. I think we'll be ready for it. You know, we've been ready for big games, regardless of the outcome. I think we come at an all-time high. I think it'll be a war. I think it'll be crazy down in Bristol, probably packed. So I think we'll be ready for that one. You know, I don't worry about those games up from the top. I worry about other guys and how we have involved, just like the Urshan game and those kind of games.
Coach, I see you sporting your suit and sneakers.
Right.
I really like your look tonight. How has that impacted you as far as, you know, cancer? How has that been affecting in your life? You know?
I really appreciate that question, shot. My mom has breast cancer. She's in stage 4, so we definitely want to do Coaches versus Cancer and with our suits and sneakers, and then hopefully we'll do some more in February. But anytime we can just push the cause a little more and to help out, that's great.
Well, great win tonight, Coach. This is Rashad Felton, Coach Harden, reporting you from Williams Gymnasium. We'll be back next week for more.
And also, LaPriest dropped 25 points, and we had a chance to talk to him after his game.
Hello, it's Rashad Felton reporting live from Williams Gymnasium, Lee's McRae Game of the Week. The Bobcats hosted the Southern Wesleyan Warriors. LaPriest, you had a great game, man. What was your mindset coming into this game?
Well, my mindset this game, I've been injured a lot these last few weeks, so I've just now started to get healthy. You know, with our trainer Luke and coach staying on me to get healthy. I got healthy a few days ago, so this game I just came in with the mentality that I'm going to be in attack mode the whole game, and I'm trying to make my teammates better.
Yeah, you know, you really had a great shooting night, 9 for 15 from the field, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. How were you able to find your shots tonight?
Coach Jay, we worked out early and got some shots up, and I just found my rhythm early in the game, and after that, it was just motion. It was just me moving and getting wide open shots, and my teammates helping me get open shots.
I feel like you really did a great job with that tonight, being a floor general, you know, really responding to the loss of Erskine. Speaking of, how do you feel like your team responded tonight after that loss?
I think we responded great in the first half, but our Achilles heel that has been all year has been the second half, or us having one half down and the other half us being up. We need a full 40 minutes for us to get to that level where we want to be and be able to put a ring on our finger.
Definitely. So, what can we see next game from the place next?
Next game, I'm just going to keep trying to get better, keep trying to get my teammates involved, and most importantly, try to get a win.
And after seeing Coach Harden and LaPriest there with those interviews, we actually do have a couple of highlights for you to check out.
this night's match. There will be another one here next Saturday.
And as you saw, we also spoke with Charlie Dutton. Softball opened up their season. They split with Anderson. They lost the first game 9-1. Turned around, as you saw, Charlie threw a 4-hit shutout. I believe that's her first shutout of her career. So congratulations to her and Coach Jacqueline Poole for earning her first win as the Bobcats softball coach. Pretty busy week coming up. As you saw, heard that men's volleyball travels to Erskine. Basketballs go down to King. Should be a battle in both games. The men's game is very highly anticipated as King is 9-2 in the conference and Lee's McRae is 8-3. Softball team will be back in action as they go to Carson Newman Thursday before they travel to Queens on Saturday. And one more quick tidbit: track and field had a good week at down in Boone with 7 top 10 finishes. Sophomore Caitlin Gearing did very well, where she finished 3rd in her event. And they will be traveling to Johnson City this weekend for the Buccaneer Invitational. And also this weekend, fans, be sure to come out and support your Bobcats as they host Barton at 2 and 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon here in Williams Gym. And Coach Mack will be here shortly to wrap things up on This Week in Bobcat Athletics.
Folks, we've had another great This Week in Bobcat Athletics. You got to see so many reasons why we are flourishing right now. From the questions of our sports information director to the answers of our head men's basketball coach, but also the incredibly talented young people that are on this campus to wear our jerseys. I could not have been more proud to be a part of this athletic department Friday night when we had packed the den for dinner. Working with student development, dining services, the communications office. It's funny how all different moving parts fell into place to create such a magical night. We had a lot of people come to the gym who had never been. They were entertained with a great product and promotions. I'm telling you folks, Lee's McRae Athletics, Banner Elk, Avery County, we're all in this together to make an incredible difference in the lives of young people. I want you to take advantage of the opportunity you get to come watch a game, watch a practice, come take a tour, see how your time, talents, and treasures might be able to be best served for the growth and development of this athletic department. Because I'm telling you, the impact can be so rewarding. I watched it myself, seeing young people who had never been in the gym Friday night sit there, eat the nachos, the boneless chicken wings, the fried Oreos, and the funnel cake fries, listen to our Highlanders sing the a cappella version of the national anthem, and watch the officials reffing the game turn around and clap them and high-five them for the job well done. And then to watch our Bobcat women's basketball team win, and followed up by our men's team doing the same thing. Folks, it was a very special event. We're going to have many more, so you got many more chances. For now, that's all. Stay safe. For This Week in Bobcat Athletics, we're out.